they talking real loud. Spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no lie, trying to bring me down.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no lie, trying to bring.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. All right, so go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to like and share. Okay, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur and Twitter at DGoddess27. As per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, so happy Friday, you guys. We're about to get it lit. We are about to get it lit. All right. Hello, Panther Strike, Pearly, Claudette, OG Patrice is here. Andrea is in the house. Shawshana is here. All right. Buckhorse DC, Juju Beats, Nefarious Self is here. Anita Harrell, Claudette, G from the land. Okay, let's get it popping. My Aunt Egypt is here. Says beautiful Queen Ahmadiyyah. Thank you, beloved. All right, so let's get it started. Oh, I see Dervis is here. All right, Dervis. We in the house, family. Look at sexy Nessa in here. Okay, go ahead with your bad self. All right, Claudette, did I say you? Khalid is here. Okay, let's get into it. Shout out to all of my loyal Royals. I see you, Eric. All right, and everyone tuned into the Queen. Okay, so before we get started with these receipts, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Okay, because we got to keep the lights on.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so with that all being said, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes oil for your hair at Etsy.com. Okay, just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, so let's get into it, honey. All right, Little Miss Jane Doe. We're going to talk about Little Miss Jane Doe first, Jay-Z's accuser. Yeah, let's get into it. Because this little lady is still lying, y'all. She is still lying. Do y'all hear me? Listen to it. Jay-Z accuser says his PIs twisted my words. I never recanted. Okay, so here's what they say. Jane Doe, Jay-Z's accuser, says don't believe the recordings that Jay-Z's private investigators made of her allegedly retracting her grape allegations because she's claiming that the two PIs flat out lied in their declarations to the court. Now, one day after Jay-Z's attorneys released portions of the recorded convo that they had with the accuser, she filed new declarations. Okay, please pay attention. Telling Judge Charlotte Henderson and James Butler. Telling the judge that Charlotte Henderson, because I was about to say, Charlotte Henderson isn't the judge. She's one of those PIs. Okay, so that's who she's talking about. Okay, so she supposedly is telling the judge that Charlotte Henderson and James Butler shocked her when they showed up. So I guess we didn't hear mention about James Butler previously. We heard about Ian Pillinger. So I'm wondering if Ian went there by himself and this supposedly James is who showed up with Charlotte, I guess. Anyway, it says they shocked her when they showed up uninvited at the door of her Alabama house. Now, in docs obtained by TMZ, Doe says she was not in any way calm, natural, or at ease and trembled the entire time we spoke, she says, totally contrary to how Henderson and Butler described Doe's behavior during the interaction. Now, she's also denying their claim that she told them 4 times that Jay-Z was not involved in the alleged 2000 grape following the VMAs in New York City. In the new docs, Doe says, I never stated whether once or 4 times that Mr. Carter did not assault me. Well, that's not what we heard when we heard the audio tape. The little minutes clip that we listened to, that's not what we heard. Now, it is true in the released recording, you only hear Doe respond, yeah, after the investigator says Jay didn't commit any sexual acts towards you. Now, as for whether Busby, Doe's attorney, pushed her to sue Jay-Z, she again denies saying that to the investigators, but this part gets murky. Doe says that she never said these words. He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him, with Jay-Z. She says she never said those words. Now, however, Henderson's declaration includes that exact quote, as does the recording. Joe insists, I never made any such statements to Henderson or any other person. Well, they said it's in the recording, okay? And I'm going to go, I believe it, because they would be stupid to say that it was in the recording, and we know that they have recordings because we've heard a snippet of it. So who or what you're going to believe on that part, they say. Now, one more thing. Doe also claims that the PIs twisted her meaning when she said, how does this help me? Doe says that Henderson's declaration makes it seem like she was saying that's what's in it for me if I sign an affidavit recanting the grape allegation. Doe says what really happened is that Henderson yelled, we're trying to help you, as she was leaving the house. And Doe replied, how does that help me? So that sounds like that's possibly true. Now, seems ticky-tack, but both sides in this legal war are laser focused on every detail. Remember, although the accuser dismissed her lawsuit, Jay-Z is now suing her and Busby for lying and tarnishing his reputation. So I don't know. What do you all think? Do you all think that she's telling the truth? What do you all think? Once in the chat, if you all believe Little Miss Jane Doe, that she didn't say certain things and they twisted her words. Once, if you all believe Jane Doe. I just don't believe this lady. It's like at this point, I just can't believe anything that she says. Stories changing too many times as far as I'm concerned. I see everybody's putting twos. Okay, so I'm not believing her either. And here's the thing. It's Brita, you said, could this have been AI? I'm just saying maybe LOL. No, I don't think so. And here's why, beloved. That's a good question. But here's why. And thank you for being a member for 2 months. But here's the thing. Not AI, because she admits talking to them. Now, if she had said she never met with them, never spoke to them or whatever, she doesn't know what they're talking about, then maybe we could assume it could be something like that. But she said that they came to her house. They said that they came to her house. So, and I'm sure by now she's heard the audio clips that they've played. She's heard it herself. So she's not saying that it's not her on there. She's just saying that they twisted her words and took things out of context and that she didn't say certain things. But, I don't believe her. I think she's lying, and I think she's been lying. And here's the thing. One could say, well, I heard somebody say on their broadcast about it yesterday that, oh, well, maybe, she was afraid. She sounded afraid on the audio. She sounded like she was scared. And if she was scared, maybe that's why she was agreeing with them, because they were leading her. Now, they weren't leading her. In court, they ask you not to do that. Don't lead the witness. But they were clearly asking her leading questions. And when she was answering, the person was saying, well, maybe she was afraid and that's why she answered that way. Well, that could be plausible. But here's the thing. If that were the case, if she did just agree with them and say those things just to appease them because she was afraid, then when she went to Tony Busby, she could simply have said, I did say those things, but only because I was afraid. They intimidated me. So I told them what they wanted to hear. So I just lied and told them what they wanted to hear. She could have said that, but she didn't say that. She literally told Tony Busby that she didn't say those things. She literally is now saying that she didn't say those things. But she's supposedly on recording saying those things. Yes, I believe she's a liar. I believe that she is a liar and Tony Busby is an ambulance chaser. I absolutely believe Tony Busby is an ambulance chaser. And the main reason is because, for one, like I reported to you all weeks ago, at the end of the day, why didn't Tony Busby petition so that he could practice in the Southern District of New York? Why didn't he file pro hoc vice before Alex Spiro brought it to the attention of the court that he had not even bothered to do so after filing all of those cases in the Southern District of New York? Because he should have done that first. It is, in my opinion, that the only reason he didn't file previously or prior to filing those cases is because I don't think he ever had any intention of any of those cases making it to court. I believe that he was hoping that all of them would be settled behind closed doors. So he would just have a big payday for him and his clients. And they would never have to see the light of day in a courtroom. That's what I think. That would be the only logical explanation for why a seasoned attorney such as himself, an award-winning attorney, wouldn't have already filed to be authorized to practice or to stand with his client in that court. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so with that all being said, now that we've established that little Miss Jane Doe is just a liar who lies, clearly, okay, in our opinion, we have to say allegedly. Let's get into these Diddy documents because, honey, Diddy said he wants 300 prospective jurors and a questionnaire. Okay, Diddy doesn't have time for y'all's tricks. He said y'all done already tainted the jury pool with your lies and out here telling all these salacious stories and just saying stuff that he knows not to be true. And now he's got to get his jury together by any means necessary. Okay, so let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's only about 8 pages, but it's filled with a lot of legalese. So we're just going to go through some of it. Now, this is a joint letter that was sent to the judge. Okay, reference to United States versus Combs. Okay, hold on just a second. Let me scroll down a little bit. Okay, dear Judge Subramaniam, the parties respectfully submit this joint letter in response to the court's order dated March 12th of 2025, directing the parties to outline the issues the parties believe should be addressed at the pretrial conference scheduled to proceed on March the 14th of 2025 at 2 p.m. That is today. Okay, in addition to the defendant's arraignment on the superseding indictments. Okay, so the pretrial conference. Now, the government respectfully requests that the court commence voir dire prior to the scheduled trial date of May the 5th of 2025 with the intent to present preliminary instructions and opening statements to the jury on May the 5th of 2025. This schedule will decrease the risk of scheduling issues during trial and does not prejudice the defendant in any way. First, if the court does not commence voir dire prior to May the 5th of 2025, the trial will likely last beyond the July 4th holiday, creating unnecessary additional challenges in jury seating. Okay, with that all being said, what is voir dire? Let's talk about it. Okay, they're saying they need them to meet and have this done by, they need to conduct voir dire prior to May 5th, which is the day that the trial is supposed to start. Now, what is voir dire? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so this is the purpose of voir dire, basically, which it means in Latin to speak the truth. Okay, it is to question prospective jurors to determine their suitability and impartiality for a trial. Okay, ensuring fair and unbiased jury selection, you know, like asking them certain questions that would allow you to determine whether or not they may be prejudiced in deciding upon the case. Okay, that's what voir dire is for. Basically, when they're selecting the jury and asking questions. All right, now let's continue. So the defense proposes that jury selection began on May the 5th and May the 6th of 2025 with two written questionnaire days. We propose that the jury clerk summon 300 jurors on May the 5th, 2025 to complete written questionnaires administered and supervised by the jury clerk on site at the courthouse. We propose that the jury clerk summon an additional 300 jurors on May the 6th of 2025 to similarly complete the written questionnaires. The parties would then collect and review the completed questionnaires and lodge for cause challenges between May 6th and May 8th of 2025 with agreed on challenges reported to the court on May the 9th of 2025. On May 12th of 2025, we propose proceeding with jury selection from the pool of remaining jurors to be completed that day with preliminary instructions and opening statements scheduled to follow or start on May 13th of 2025. Now, commencing voir dire on an earlier schedule would substantially prejudice the defense, as we have been planning to proceed with trial no earlier than May 5th of 2025. Among other reasons, we have a tremendous amount of discovery to review and prepare in advance of trial, as the court is aware. We request a sequestered jury selection process in which the jurors are questioned individually outside the presence of the other jurors. Okay, so they want to speak to them privately, each one by one. This is consistent with the practice in any other high-profile cases of this nature. And then they mentioned the United States versus Rainier. That would be Keith or Kevin Rainier, I believe it was his name, the guy who was the head of that SEX cult called Nexium. And then United States versus Maxwell, which would I assume would be Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, the government respectfully requests that the court refrain from using a juror questionnaire, or in the alternative, use a juror questionnaire limited to only logistical issues. Okay, whether any conflicts would prevent a juror from being seated for an 8-week trial rather than substantive questions. Okay, so the prosecution does not want them. They're asking the court to refrain from using a juror questionnaire, but Diddy wants there to be one. He absolutely wants a questionnaire. Now, so the court has set a deadline of April the 11th of 2025 for the parties to submit proposed jury questionnaire forms. Due to the publicity surrounding the case, however, a juror questionnaire containing substantive questions would likely prolong jury selection and lead to an undue waste of judicial resources that is neither in the interest of the public nor of the prospective jurors. If a juror questionnaire was administered in this case, the government understands that the process would entail, number one, summoning prospective jurors to the courthouse to read through and complete the juror questionnaire. Number two, a review of the juror questionnaires by the court, the defendant and his counsel, and the government to determine which jurors, if any, should be removed from the veneer of for cause. And three, oral voir dire, which would likely involve follow-up questions to clarify the answers provided on the questionnaires. Now, this 3-step process would likely take at least several days, if not longer. An oral voir dire would eliminate the first 2 steps while still appropriately disposing of for-cause challenges. Jury selection would begin with the oral questioning of prospective jurors, and the parties would propose juror strikes the same day. Okay, the people that they don't want, the people that they're dismissing, okay, they would do that the same day. Now, in-person questioning to ask follow-up questions on the spot. Hold on, I skipped something. Hold on. In-person questioning would allow the court and the parties to directly assess the jurors and their responses and to ask follow-up questions on the spot. Such a process would be more expeditious and less cumbersome and would lead to the same outcome: the selection of a fair and impartial jury. Okay, so that all being said, in the alternative, a questionnaire limited to scheduling conflicts is most appropriate in this case. And then they cite the case of United States versus Nadine Menendez. Okay, imposing juror questionnaire for the limited purpose of assessing juror availability for an 8-week trial. United States versus Parnas, denying defense requests for written questionnaire, finding the questioning the potential jurors in person is more reliable and efficient. So they feel like if you talk to them in person, it's more reliable, a better way of vetting them, no less. Okay, so the defense request the use of a written questionnaire, which we understood the court had already ordered based on its January the 8th of 2024 order docket, setting a deadline for submitting proposed questions. We will propose a questionnaire on the date set by the court. District courts routinely employ questionnaires to facilitate voir dire in a number of circumstances, and the use of such a procedure as a preliminary screening tool falls well within the district court's broad discretion. Okay, I'm going to skip down to defense discovery. Okay, here's the government's position. To date, the government has made 25 discovery productions to the defense. However, the government has yet to receive any discovery from the defense pursuant to its obligations under Rule 16b-1. Okay, on October the 7th of 2024, at the time of the government's first discovery production in this matter, the government requested in writing reciprocal disclosures from the defendant pursuant to Rule 16b. Since then, the government has repeatedly renewed its request in connection with subsequent discovery productions. However, As of March 13th of 2025 at 12 p.m., the government has yet to receive any discovery from the defense pursuant to its obligations under Rule 16. The government is aware that the defense obtained Rule 17C subpoenas, which were so ordered by the court, and has requested the production of those records from defense. However, the defense has informed the government that it does not intend to make any disclosures unless and until it has determined that such material is certain to be part of its case in chief at trial, a determination that has not yet made, that it has not yet made with respect to any of the records it received. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down because a lot of this is just legalese, a bunch of legalese. Hold on, I'm trying to get to the part where they talk about CNN, okay, because they accuse CNN of altering that Cassie video and then destroying the original. Here it is right here. Okay, finally, the government's argument regarding ex parte rules of Rule 17, returns of Rule 17C, and ex parte means one party, okay, by one party. Okay, materials is inconsistent with the practice of courts in this district and unsurprisingly unsupported by any controlling authority. Nevertheless, the defense will produce the materials it has obtained through Rule 17 subpoena tomorrow, even though we do not presently intend to introduce this material as part of the defense case in chief. Specifically, this production will include a subpoena response by CNN with copies of surveillance footage from the March 2016 Intercontinental Hotel incident. The defense has confirmed through a forensic video analysis of the CNN footage that the government provided to this court and of the footage provided by CNN in response to the defense subpoena that all CNN video footage was substantially altered in significant respects. This includes covering the timestamp and then changing the video sequence. It also includes speeding up the video to make it falsely appear that the actions in the video are taking place faster than they are. As a result, the CNN videos do not fairly and accurately depict the events in question. Finally, the defense has confirmed that CNN purchased the only known copy of the hotel surveillance footage, uploaded that footage into a free editing software, altered the video, and then destroyed the original footage, even though it knew about and repeatedly reported about the federal investigation. Now, this will all be the subject of an upcoming motion, okay, in Lyman regarding the CNN-derived footage. Okay, so basically, they're saying that CNN edited that footage, altered it, and then had the nerve to destroy the only original that they had. Okay, now why would they destroy the original? Is what I'm wondering. Why would they destroy the original? I have several questions. Hold on, you guys. I clicked on something accidentally. Okay, there we go. So anyway, now where was I? Hold on, let me find my spot. Okay, here it is. Okay, this will all be the subject of an upcoming motion in limine regarding the CNN-derived footage. We will be disclosing the subpoenaed materials to the government, so it will be prepared to respond to the defense motion in this subject. Okay, so with that all being said, let's keep going. So then they say the parties will be ready to answer any inquiries from the court about pending motions. Okay, so that's basically it right there. I'm gonna stop right there, and we're gonna continue. Okay, we're gonna continue. Now, with that all being said, the question becomes, why would CNN, why would they destroy the original copy of the tape? Does anyone have any questions or any answers as to why they would do that? Hold on, let me go to this report. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, and here's what they say. Sean Diddy Combs' attorneys claim CNN altered video of Cassie Ventura of the assault and then destroyed the original. Let me put my glasses back on, honey, because this is a whole lot. Okay. They said the lawyers in his federal case are claiming that the bombshell, now mind you, one of the reasons I know they're bringing this up is because they've actually said before, if you all remember, they actually said before that in fact, the tape had been altered. If you all remember that, they mentioned that before. Now, this is a way for them to get it kicked out as evidence. So that's not entered into evidence. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't be entered into evidence anyway because it's prejudicial. Now, that's just my opinion. And it absolutely has nothing to do with the case. Of course, Cassie could get up there on the stand and talk about what happened to her because she's given her experiences and also telling why, I'm sure she'll be telling why she was afraid of Diddy and things like that. So I could see them talking about it, but to actually show the video, I would assume that the defense would try to absolutely have it thrown out as they're doing because that only makes sense. It's prejudicial. So anyway, the lawyers in his federal case are claiming that the bombshell CNN video that showed the rap mogul allegedly abusing his ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie, March 5th of 2016 was altered. Now, goes on to say they described the video and what happened in it. Okay, now in the New York City filing on Thursday, March 13th, Combs' legal team, they said that CNN purchased the only known copy of the footage. And then they say all CNN video footage was substantially altered in significant respects, okay, including covering the timestamp. So they say they even covered the timestamp and everything. Okay, now the letter further claims that CNN destroyed the original footage, even though it knew about and repeatedly reported on the federal investigation. Said it's not surprising that Combs would make a disingenuous argument to exclude the disturbing video from being shown to the jury in the upcoming trial. Now, this is what Cassie's attorney, Douglas Wigner, said in a statement. He said, I'm confident that the video fairly and accurately represents what happened, will be admitted into evidence, and that Combs will be held accountable for his depravity. Okay, CNN never altered the video and did not destroy the original copy of the footage, which was retained by the source, a CNN spokesperson said in a statement to People. CNN aired the story about the video several months before Diddy was arrested. Now, they say Diddy's legal team had no further comment. Now, the filing also notes that the video will be addressed in an upcoming motion, saying that we will be disclosing the subpoenaed materials to the government, so it will be prepared to respond to the defense motion on this subject. Okay, that's what it says in the letter. So anyway, honey, this is all getting real messy, like I keep telling you guys. Whew. So anyway, well, I guess that's it. I guess that's it, honey. So that's the latest on the Diddy debacle. Please pay attention. So they're saying that CNN edited the video and that little Miss Jane Doe is still lying. Okay, the classic one says, if that's true, CNN can be charged with obstruction of justice and tampering with evidence. You know, that's a good point. But I don't think they would be charged for it because they would probably say that they didn't know that it was going to be used as evidence. And let's not forget, they purchased it. If they purchased it and it was in their possession, if it was going to be used as evidence, it should have been collected by the feds. So they would have a good argument, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, it just seems shady if they did, destroy the original copy, especially if they edited it and put things out of sequence. Now, even if they put things out of sequence, though, we cannot negate the fact, okay, that doesn't negate the fact that Diddy was beating the HE double hockey sticks out of Cassie. Okay, that doesn't negate the fact. Okay, so I don't know how that's going to make much of a difference by the fact that it was out of sequence. He still was putting them paws and feet on her. And Cassie's going to walk up into that courtroom pregnant too and looking all sweet and innocent, honey. And this is going to be all bad for Diddy, in my opinion, honey. And I don't know how he's going to get a fair and impartial jury when everybody and their mama has heard about this story. I don't know how that's going to happen, but what do y'all think? What do you all have to say about it, family? Andrea said the diddler just may walk. Jeff ATL said, I knew it was bullshit. TC Dan said, this is getting very interesting. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about politics now, honey, because here's the thing. They're trying to say that, y'all know that company that Elon Musk came up with called DOGE? They said Barack Obama came up with it first. Did y'all know that? Yeah, that's what the crowd is out there saying. Like my grandma used to say, y'all know what the crowd is saying? So they're alleging that Barack Obama is the one who came up with DOGE in the first place. And Elon Musk shared an old Obama speech on government waste as he faces backlash over DOGE's spending cuts. So in 2011, Obama also pushed for eliminating stupid spending to reduce the deficit. Tech billionaire Elon Musk shared an old video of former U.S. President Barack Obama highlighting his efforts to eliminate wasteful government spending. Musk's latest post comes amid criticism of the Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, a cost-cutting initiative established under the Trump administration. Facing backlash over layoffs and budget reductions, Musk pointed out Obama's 2011 remarks suggesting that Democrats once supported similar measures. And in his post, Musk wrote saying, Obama sounds exactly like DOGE. No, he didn't, but let's go to it because I got the receipts, honey. Okay, because this is the first thing I saw when I went on X. Because I happen to go on X, quite frankly, every now and again during the day to see what the hell Elon's talking about. And it's always something nefarious. Okay, here we go. Now he's trying to put it on Obama. Please pay attention. People out there protesting outside of Tesla, getting rid of their cars. His stock's gone down. I mean, he's doing bad. They say he lost $1.4 billion. This is what they said Elon's lost since Trump's been in office. And so now he's trying to shift the blame, honey, on Obama. Please pay attention.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody. Waste we should be getting rid of, even if we didn't have a deficit. Sure, some of these cuts aren't that big, but no amount of waste is acceptable. Not when it's your money. Not at a time when so many Americans are already cutting back. Just as families are living within their means, government should too. Did you know the federal government pays for a website devoted to a folk music ensemble made up of forest rangers? They're called the Fiddlin' Foresters. I'll put their music on my iPod, but I'm not paying for their website. And there are hundreds of similar sites that we should consolidate or just get rid of. By the way, you're not only paying for websites no one needs, you're paying for thousands of buildings all across the country no one uses. For the last decade, the government's owned a massive and completely empty warehouse in the middle of Brooklyn, for example. Now, the government hadn't been able to sell this building and others like it because of red tape and Washington politics that held things up for years. But we're finally cutting through all that and plan to get rid of these buildings in the months ahead. We need to step up our game. We need to go after every dime. We need to make government work for you. That's why, starting today, I've asked the Vice President to lead a renewed effort to hunt down misspent tax dollars in every agency and department of this government. We're calling it the Campaign to Cut Waste, and I know Joe's the right man to lead it, because nobody messes with Joe.
There's a new standard by which the government is going to function from this point on. The American people are entitled to transparency. Look, a lot of this depends on new, sophisticated methods, but it also, we know, depends on relentless focus on making this a priority. Focus that can't be delegated. We're holding ourselves accountable, and we're deeply committed and focused on making government function better. We're not just eliminating fraud and waste. We hope to be instilling an entire new culture that not only our administration, but every succeeding administration will in fact pursue. We're going to give you the government you expect and deserve.
All right, so y'all heard, and TC Dan said, is this real? Yeah, it's real. It's real, honey. I looked it up, okay? Because that's the first thing I thought. Is this AI? Okay, so let me just share this on the screen. TC Dan said, is this real? You know, that's right. You have to double check because they got a lot of AI. Okay, so I looked up a couple of articles. Digging into claim that Obama created DOGE and Trump just renamed it. I'm not going to read this whole thing. Scroll down to the bottom. Hold on. Okay, so here's what they say. I was trying to find a specific part so I didn't have to read this whole thing. But anyway, on January the 20th of 2025, Trump signed an executive order titled Establishing and Implementing the President's Department of Government Efficiency. It stated that the USDS was being renamed as the United States DOGE Service. Okay, so it was renamed. All right, August the 13th of 2024, news release marking the 10th anniversary of the USDS highlighted its origin as a crisis response team addressing service delivery changes or challenges. Over time, the USDS evolved into a trusted partner for over 30 federal agencies, working directly with them to deliver superior services to the public and to build digital capabilities for the future. Okay, I don't know what this is all about. Okay, that goes along with establishing DOGE, I guess. Now, both entities use the same acronym. However, the United States DOGE Service is more commonly known as DOGE. As the BBC reported, despite its full name, the Department of Government Efficiency is not an official government department and was not created by an act of Congress. So it's illegitimate as far as I'm concerned. Okay, now, looking to see what they say about Barack. I literally just saw it on here. Snopes has investigated numerous DOGE-related claims in the past. For instance, on February 20th, we fact-checked the claim that Musk said he would ask Trump about a proposed. Okay, that's not it. Okay, so I guess it's true, honey. I guess. The end of the day. Here it is right here. Therefore, unlike the Obama-era USDS, which focused on modernizing federal technology and digital services, Trump's DOGE is framed as a bureaucratic streamlining initiative tasked with reducing waste, fraud, and inefficiency. As of now, the Trump-era USDS is undergoing restructuring. Okay, so Obama had the USDS, but it wasn't exactly performing the job that DOGE is performing, basically is what they're saying. Okay, it wasn't performing exactly that task. All right, so anyway, much to do about nothing. Sorry I wasted y'all's time, but now let's go to this this report on Trump being big mad, honey. We talked about this briefly yesterday when I told you all Trump told those people that he was going to give them a 200% tariff. Trump is crazy as hell. A 200% tariff. Okay. Do you know what that means? That means whatever the 200% tariff was on, didn't he say he was going to put it on their wine and whiskey? So literally a bottle of wine would cost probably double, okay, than what it would normally cost. Just talking crazy. That's how you know Trump doesn't have any sense. Okay, so let's go to the report. Like, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
From New York, I'm Chris Hayes. Today, the President of the United States, the man with the nuclear codes, is angry and emotional and acting, frankly, erratically. And that is not my judgment. It's basically what his own cabinet defenders are saying.
The president was totally annoyed that the Europeans did this. And so you're going to hear back from someone who emotionally cares about America. And why are Europeans picking on Kentucky bourbon
Secretary
or
Lutnick,
Harley Davidson motorcycles?
Are you saying this is an emotional response?
It's disrespectful. He wants these countries to respect him And all of this showed you is that Europe and Canada do not respect Donald Trump. You know, if you make him unhappy, he responds unhappy.
I mean, points for honesty. He was totally annoyed. That's the economic rationale. That was Commerce Secretary and Trump whisperer Howard Lutnick explaining how the president is just completely shocked that the trade war he launched out of nowhere for no reason against America's closest allies, Canada and the European Union, is suddenly blowing up in his face and threatening to tank the U.S. economy. You might have seen today stocks continued their impressively downward fall amid fears of higher prices from Trump's tariffs and threats and the air of uncertainty that hangs over everything. The S&P 500 fell below 10%, below its all-time high, raising concerns among investors. A sell-off might be happening soon, although it looks like it's already happening. This NASDAQ is already in that worrying territory. The Dow Jones was on track for its worst week since that string of high-profile bank failures in 2023. Again, all of this is happening not because banks failed or Russia invaded Ukraine or some huge macroeconomic structural thing happened. No, it's happening for literally no reason whatsoever other than Trump picking a fight with our neighbors and our neighbors fighting back. And Trump is big mad about it, throwing out new threats of massive tariffs and annexation of foreign territories in a vicious cycle of escalation. Yesterday, Canada and the EU responded to Trump's tariffs by imposing.
Did he say a vicious cycle of escalation? I am so through.
New taxes on U.S. exports, including on signature American products like whiskey and motorcycles. When Trump heard about that retaliation, he basically lost it, made this totally unhinged social media post in the middle of the night, quote, "The European Union, one of the most hostile and abusive taxing and tariffing authorities in the world, which has formed for the sole purpose of taking advantage of the United States, has just put a nasty 50% tariff on whiskey. If this tariff is not removed immediately, the U.S. will shortly place a 200% tariff on all wine, champagnes, alcoholic products coming out of France and other EU-represented countries. This will be great for the wine and champagne businesses in the U.S."
This is how you know Trump is crazy as hell. Did y'all hear what he said? He said, and they were formed for the sole purpose of taking advantage of the United States.
That was at 8 a.m., I should know. Now, U.S. does not technically have any champagne businesses. We are the biggest market for champagne, many other French wines. Trump is threatening a tax at such a high level, the price of a bottle of wine would essentially double, again, for Americans, right? Americans are going to pay that. Everybody who understands trade understands this is insane. I think even people who don't understand trade understand this is insane. It was a point that even Emma Tucker, the editor of the very right-wing Wall Street Journal, made this morning.
That mood has shifted pretty much since all the tariffs started coming in. I think businesses realizes now Trump is serious about this. But the problem they've got is that they're being imposed in a very haphazard way, and that's creating so much instability.
When a company has to pay more for its input, will they typically pass it on to the consumer, do you think?
I think eventually they're going to have to.
Yeah.
No, they eat it. An hour later, Trump posted again, I think he was watching, "The globalist Wall Street Journal has no idea what they are doing or saying. They are owned by the polluted thinking of the European Union, which was formed for the primary purpose of screwing the United States of America." I have to say this because we keep saying it. This is a theory of the EU's formation that is just like a thing, as far as I can tell, Trump invented 3 days ago.
Oh my goodness, you can't take Trump seriously. You just cannot take him seriously. Now let's go to this report of Trump talking about Putin. Hold on, let me share my screen. Lights up, everyone, please like and share, beloveds. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go.
Are you exhausted? Well, I had a long day. I think it's going well. I think it's a tough situation that we're in. You know, I inherited a mess from him in so many ways, whether it's the wall or the economy or anything you want to talk about. It's tough. This was a very tough one. Ukraine, Russia, should have never happened. It would have never happened, but it did. And we have to see what we can do to save a lot of lives and to stop paying billions and billions of dollars also. It's a massive amounts of money. $350 billion we've spent on that. And we're going to try and do something about that. But more importantly, right now, you have a lot of people dying. You're losing probably 2,000 people a week in shooting soldiers, Russian and Ukrainian. And whatever we can do to stop it, we're trying to do that.
Are you speaking to Putin in the last days or hours personally?
Well, I don't want to say it, but we are dealing with him, and I think it's going reasonably well. It's a very complex situation. You know, it's a bloody, terrible war, and I do think it's going well. As you know, we have a ceasefire agreement with the Ukrainian group, and we are trying to get that with Russia too. And I think thus far it's gone okay. We'll know a little bit more on Monday, and that'll be hopefully good.
I'm not understating the complexity of all this, but as a candidate, you said you would have this war settled in 24 hours.
Well, I was being a little bit sarcastic when I said that. I would. What I really mean is I'd like to get it settled, and I think I'll be successful.
What's the plan if Putin doesn't agree to a ceasefire?
Bad news for this world because so many people are dying. But I think he's going to agree. I really do. I think I know him pretty well, and I think he's going to agree.
All right, y'all heard that. He said he thinks Putin's going to agree. Okay, so anyway, honey, now with that all being said, Trump has said that the people that are attacking Tesla are domestic terrorists. Okay, that's what he's calling them, which I find interesting. And I'm going to go to the clip in a second, but I find that very interesting. See, it's how he's the same one who pardoned the people who created a whole insurrection at the Capitol on January the 6th. Those people are domestic terrorists in real life, but he pardoned them. And he's calling people that are attacking Tesla domestic terrorists. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. He's defending Mr. Musk and his company, honey. Pay attention.
Tesla showrooms, charging stations, and Tesla cars in multiple states have been vandalized or set ablaze. And now President Trump is weighing in, saying he may designate the perpetrators as domestic terrorists.
Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. You know, I've stuck up for the NFL. I've stuck up for a lot of American companies. You do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
On Tuesday, the president stood with Elon Musk in front of a row of Tesla vehicles at the White House, where Trump bought a Tesla from the CEO in a show of support during a tumultuous time for the EV company, with stocks down 48% this year. Musk has been advising Trump on ways the government can scale back in his proactive role over DOGE. Musk advising agencies to make sometimes deep cuts, including hundreds of government job layoffs. This has led to protests outside of some Tesla facilities. In some cases, protests have crossed the legal boundary, with reports of vandalism and arson at Tesla showrooms and charging stations. Some of the more recent incidents in Massachusetts, reports of several Tesla Cybertrucks spray painted and tires slashed overnight Tuesday. And overnight Sunday in Seattle, 4 EVs were set on fire. On Friday, a Tesla charging station in South Carolina was spray painted and hit with Molotov cocktails. Some arrests have already been made, like one man in Portland, as told by KPTV Fox 12 reporter Leslie Dominique.
Police say surveillance images from the dealership shows Adam Matthew Lansky throwing Molotov cocktails at the dealership, sparking fires. In a separate incident, police alleged that Lansky fired several rounds into the dealership.
And another high-profile arrest coming from Colorado. Late last month, an individual arrested after being caught at a Tesla dealership, as told by local CBS affiliate KKTV in Colorado Springs.
They accuse Nelson of not only spray painting cars and signs, but also throwing Molotov cocktails at several vehicles.
These incidents of Tesla properties spray painted, shot at, and set on fire are among dozens across the country. A Trump spokesperson was asked to clarify Trump's remarks whether the culprits really could face domestic terrorism charges. Harrison Fields told The Hill the ongoing and heinous acts of violence against Tesla by radical leftist activists are nothing short of domestic terror. President Trump has been clear these attacks or any other attack to intimidate or coerce our government or its people will not stand in President Trump's America. Following Trump's purchase of a Tesla at the White House, Elon Musk responded, in support of the policies of President Donald Trump and to demonstrate our confidence in the future of the United States, Tesla commits to doubling vehicle production in the U.S. within 2 years. For now, Tesla stocks continue to see a downward trend. Tesla has finished 7 straight weeks of losses, its longest losing streak since debuting on the NASDAQ in 2010. Since mid-December, Tesla has seen $800 billion in market cap wiped out. Thanks for watching our news update. For more stories that matter to you, download the SAN mobile app today.
Okay, so I find it all interesting. Like I said, he's calling those people domestic terrorists, but the people at the Capitol are heroes. The people that committed a whole insurrection are heroes, but these people are nefarious. Queen Sam said these activists are not on the left or the right. They're on both sides. Exactly. Okay, exactly. Aqua Girl Rising says, oh, that's how they're going to take him out, allegedly. Okay, Pretty Wing says storming the U.S. Capitol is an act of terrorism. Yes, it absolutely is. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. How is he going to sit here? This is selective outrage. He's going to sit here and call these people domestic terrorists because they're attacking his friend. Okay, because they don't like his policies and they don't like what he's doing to the government at the end of the day. I like his nerve. I like his nerve. But anyway, honey, let's talk about this because I meant to tell you all about this yesterday. So a Maga supporter accused of being a would-be Trump assassin insists that the police falsely called him a lunatic, and he's suing them for $100 million, no less. So a self-proclaimed MAGA supporter who sued cops last year after they accused him of being the would-be Trump assassin, after he was allegedly caught with 2 loaded firearms at the president's rallies in California, has filed another federal lawsuit, this time insisting that police falsely labeled him a lunatic and attempted murderer, despite the fact that he has never said that he wants to kill the president, according to his lawyer. So this time, Nevada resident Vern Miller is suing for a whopping $100 million in this new federal defamation case against Sheriff Chad Bianco and Riverside County officials for his arrest last October at Trump's rally in Coachella Valley. Now, on February the 27th, Miller voluntarily dismissed his original 2024 lawsuit that he filed in Nevada after learning that he was required by California law to seek damages in the Golden State on account of Bianco and the other defendants living there, according to his attorney, Ethan Behrman, who spoke to the press, spoke at a press conference Tuesday after filing Miller's complaint in California's Central District, saying Mr. Miller has never said that he wants to kill the president. That's what his attorney says. These are not words that he spoke. That is a false statement of fact. Now, according to Miller's complaint, Bianco and other local officials falsely stated that Mr. Miller had extremist affiliations and was a would-be Trump assassin who showed up at the rally that day with weapons and an intent to cause harm. His complaint also claims that he falsely called Mr. Miller a lunatic. Now, the Riverside County Sheriff's Department said in a news release that deputies assigned to Trump's rally stopped Miller at a checkpoint and found him to be illegally in possession of a shotgun, a loaded handgun, and a high-capacity magazine. Bianco later claimed that he believed his office prevented a third assassination attempt against the president that same day. So Miller claims that he was attempting to enter a parking lot about half a mile from the rally venue when he informed a deputy guarding the area that he had 2 firearms in his vehicle, both of which he intended to leave inside of his parked vehicle. Now, he says that he was almost immediately handcuffed and placed into the back of a patrol vehicle without him saying anything about Trump or assassinating him. Miller also claims that deputies proceeded to conduct an unlawful and unconstitutional search of all compartments of the vehicle, retrieving Miller's personal documentation and other personal items, despite not receiving permission to look inside. Well, I'm sure they'll say they had probable cause. I am a Trump supporter. I've been helping with Maga for a very long time, Miller said. Okay. And now I face myself with a no-win situation. Every day I get some support or some sort of text or message insinuating threats against myself and my family. Now, Miller alleges that Bianco, who is also an avid Trump supporter, made false and defamatory claims about the incident in a bid to boost his own political career, according to his complaint. So, Defendant Bianco, this is what he says. Defendant Bianco took advantage of a perceived golden opportunity to boost his own political career and jumpstart his campaign for governor of California by falsely claiming that he stopped an attempted assassination of President Trump, demonstrated an outrageous, reckless disregard for Mr. Miller and his rights. Well, you know, he has a point there. Maybe he did. Now, like his first lawsuit in Nevada, Miller alleges that he was subjected to deprivation of his civil rights, intentional infliction of emotional distress, defamation, and false light invasion of privacy. He was charged with 1 misdemeanor count each of possession of a loaded firearm and possession of a high-capacity magazine, to which he has pleaded not guilty. Now, they say the aftermath of being falsely accused as an attempted presidential assassin has been utterly devastating to Mr. Miller, according to his complaint, destroying his previous work opportunities, receiving threats, which have led him to go into hiding. Okay, his parents, his home, property, all being raided by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the filing alleges, and his ex-wife used those allegations to prevent him from having any contact with his own children. And to this day, he is consistently receiving multiple weekly threats and harassments. Ooh, honey, they're going to have to pay up from the sounds of it. Miller's Instagram page shows him posing in photos with multiple Trump-aligned figures, such as Stephen Miller, Newt Gingrich, Robert Kennedy Jr., and Roger Stone, among others. He told reporters Tuesday that the accusations against him have forced Miller to alter how he does things, especially when it comes to his family, saying that my parents are deeply traumatized by all of this. I had just consistent threats, innuendos via social media, via text messages, sometimes on a daily level. Like even at the press conference today, it was just unnerving to be back in Riverside and just having to watch my back consistently all the time, honey. Ooh, honey, y'all really going to pay this man, honey, because y'all did him a dirty deal. He said he is getting threats on a consistent level and has to watch his back daily. Please pay attention. TC Dan, please sit down somewhere. Talking about I have questions. So do I, beloved. Queen Sam said, then stay off social media. Y'all are cold-blooded. D says, I can't wait to see what you have to say when Jay-Z is and did it and sent to prison. Oh, well, here's the thing, beloved. Let me say again, Jay-Z's not going to prison. Listen, this is what you all need to pay attention to. Jay-Z is not even facing criminal charges, okay? Even if Jay-Z did do something to little Miss Jane Doe, he's still not going to prison because there's no criminal charges, beloved. He has not been indicted. This is only a civil case that was against him, and it's already been dismissed with prejudice. So they can't bring it back up. It's not going anywhere. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. Now, if something else comes up that he actually did do, then maybe he may face some criminal charges. But as of now, as today, he doesn't have any criminal charges, so there's no way he's going to prison. Going to prison for what? Knowing or thinking somebody did something and proving it's totally two different things. The police don't have any proof that Jay-Z did anything, beloved. Okay, so you talk about you can't wait till I see. Here's the thing. Even if Jay-Z does something and does go to prison, why do I care? All I'm going to do is report on it. All I'm going to do is report on it. I don't care if Jay-Z goes to prison or not. That's Beyonce's problem, not mine, beloved. That's the Queen's. I mean, that's Beyonce's problem, not the Queen's. Okay? I don't really give a damn about Jay-Z. Now, Diddy, on the other hand, if Diddy is guilty of the things of which he's accused, I do want him to go to prison. Because I still believe that Diddy had something to do with the demise of Tupac. That being said, I'm still going to be forced to go by the facts and not my own opinion, okay, at all times. So that all being said, let's get into it because, honey, this little man who's a veteran went in at the town hall meeting. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. The audience was loving every bit of it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Jay-Z needs to take a lock lesson from the Queen because I'm sick of those big bundles on his head. Okay, I'm not crazy about him either, beloved. Nope. Greta said, Queen just reports the facts, so stand down on that, on the shade. Okay, I mean, don't shade me. That's right, beloved. I'm just reporting. I mean, people think that I have some sort of vested interest in how the cases turn out. Really, I don't. Of course, I'm going to give my opinion, as we all are. But at the end of the day, I'm just reporting the news, honey. Okay, this is a job. All right, this is a job for me. So whether he's guilty or not, I'm just going to report on it regardless. Okay, so let's get into it because, like I said, this little man went in, honey, at the town hall. Okay, he was very serious about it and stood 10 toes down.
Remember when House Republican leadership told their members not to do town halls? Well, North Carolina's Chuck Edwards didn't listen, and he had an earful.
I happen to believe very much that President Trump supports our Constitution.
And that was just one of the more tame moments, by the way, because things quickly went off the rails. CNN's Isabel Rosales was in the room for all of it. Isabel?
It was a packed house inside, the auditorium reaching a max capacity of 300 people. But there were several hundred others here outside that were waiting for hours to get in, only to be turned away. So loud at times that you could hear them from inside of the town hall. The questions range from everything from Ukraine to DOGE, the federal workers that have been fired. That certainly struck a nerve. Many of those jobs held by veterans. The congressman pressed time and time again about those cuts that many of his constituents were worried could impact Hurricane Helene recovery efforts. Then there was this heated exchange from a man who identified himself as a veteran shortly after the town hall began. Listen.
You're lying. I'm a veteran. You don't give a about me. You don't get the you don't grow up. You don't get to take away our rights. You don't get to take our rights. Get off of it. You don't get to do it. Come on, you guys.
And right after the town hall, the congressman took questions from reporters, and just feet away, this moment of people pounding on the glass doors, shouting "shame on you" and other chants, extremely loud, yelling, wanting their voices to be heard. But I did also hear from other constituents saying thank you to Congressman Edwards for even holding an in-person town hall to begin with. Laura.
Isabel, thank you so much.
All right. So y'all saw that. Please pay attention. The Hood Realer says, F. Diddy and Jay-Z. F. Diddy and Jay-Z, their time is coming soon. Yeah, hopefully it is, beloved. Okay, I think it's already here. I think the embarrassment and humiliation that they've had to face as of late has been a problem for them, definitely. But at the end of the day, Diddy, I believe Diddy's going to get some time, but I don't think Diddy's going to get found guilty of all the stuff they have been charged with. I just don't think that they have a good case. And it's going to be hard getting an unbiased and impartial jury, in my opinion. Jay-Z not facing any criminal charges as of yet. And so therefore, I don't know why some of y'all be thinking Jay-Z's going to prison. Jay-Z has not even been charged with a crime. And as of now, the accusation that has been levied against him has been dismissed. And the accuser has been proven to be a whole damn liar. Now, we could argue that she was scared when the investigators came and visited her. We could argue that they harassed and intimidated her or even threatened her. But the bottom line is there's audio of her saying certain things, okay, denying certain things. And even if she did so because she was afraid, she could easily have said that when she was out of their presence. She could have called the police when they left. And made a police report. These people just came here and terrorized and threatened me. You let somebody come to my house thinking they're going to threaten and intimidate me. First of all, you're going to meet Mr. Smith and Mr. Wesson real quick. That's what you're going to do. Okay? That's what you're going to do. You think you're about to threaten and intimidate me in my house, on my front porch, because of words that I said? Yeah, you got another thing coming. But little Miss Jane Doe says that she was afraid and threatened and all of that, but didn't call the police. Says they went and visited her parents too. And nobody out of the four of them, neither her nor her parents, I'm sorry, the three of them, neither her nor her parents bothered to call the police, bothered to file any sort of reports. Yeah, make it all make sense. Didn't record the conversation themselves, didn't video the people who came there. Yeah, I'm not buying her story. I'm not buying her story. But you see, some people want Jay-Z to be guilty so bad that they'll just believe anything or try to paint any type of narrative. Now, I absolutely think that Jay-Z has done nefarious things in his past. I absolutely believe so. This situation with little Miss Jane Doe, I don't believe this is one. Okay? I don't believe this is one. That's all I'm saying. And D Hood Ruler, thank you for your insight into the topic, beloved, and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. With that all being said, I'm about to get up out of here. Queen Sam said, didn't she say her phone was off because she was unemployed? LOL, just kidding. Come on now. I was about to say, what? Terry Hinn said, Queen, stay locked and loaded. You already know, beloved, okay? I already know. Jupiter says that accuser gets into psychotic episodes, not knocking mental health issues, but she has no credibility. Exactly, beloved. And this is what I'm trying to say. There's no way that she would make a good witness. She's not credible. She's changed her stories, had inconsistencies. Her own father couldn't corroborate anything she said. The people she said she spoke to were clearly out of town, not even present. Okay, and she's made these kind of accusations before, at least 3 times. They said she lied on some random man and accused him of doing things to children. They said she has told these lies at least 3 times in the past, has used illegal substances, has attacked people, assaulted people, even with bodily fluids, has been in jail, had her bond revoked. Not to mention she has autism. Hears voices in her head, has auditory hallucinations. She hears voices. Who knows when the voices talk to her? Who knows what these voices are supposedly telling her? Maybe the voices pushed her to say Jay-Z did it, not Tony Busby. Who knows what to believe? No wonder Jay-Z said out of his own mouth that her story was not rooted in reality. That's because it's not. It's a fairy tale. But sadly, this fairy tale has no happy ending, beloveds. Okay? It has no happy ending. Well, I guess it does for Jay-Z because he's been cleared. Am I right? Anyway, it's safe to say that right now, her and Tony Busby both look crazy as hell. Okay? They both look crazy as hell. And I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen with the rest of these cases that Busby has filed against Diddy. Okay, let's not forget that little Miss Ariel Mitchell Kidd with the new lawsuit that she has filed on behalf of a client who also sounds like they're lying. And hasn't she had enough, Miss Ariel Mitchell Kidd, because Diddy is suing her already. Okay, Diddy's already suing her lying arse for defamation. And she's just a liar to me. Sitting up there talking about she saw one of the videos and somebody was trying to get her to help them shop it. And she saw a high-profile person on there, and from the looks of them, she could tell they didn't know they were being recorded. Lady, where's that tape? Who had it, and where'd you get it, and how'd you see it? Just lying. Okay, a whole lot of lies going on. Like I said, honey, Diddy might get off with a whole technicality. Thanks to all these liars out here lying just to be lying, clout chasing, and trying to grab bags. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, listen. Oh, Terry Hinton, happy belated birthday, beloveds. Happy belated birthday. Okay, so with that all being said, listen, I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. All right, until next time, I will talk to you all again soon. And listen, please be sure to double check to make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. Hold on. TC Dan says, did you hear about the plane on fire in Denver? No, I sure didn't. When did this happen? Hold on, honey. Hold on. TC Dan trying to make me work overtime, honey. Let me see here. Okay, so they say the plane with 178 passengers caught fire on the tarmac after making an emergency landing at Denver International Airport, forcing many passengers to evacuate by climbing out onto a wing with emergency slides. Airport officials said 12 passengers were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. What is going on with all these planes? What is really going on with all these planes, honey? This is all crazy. Hold on, I'm about to report. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you, Dan, for your contribution to the channel and for telling me about this story, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings.
IRA.
Some really terrifying moments on a Denver runway. A Dallas-bound American Airlines flight burst into flames seconds after making an emergency landing there in Denver. Watch this.
Mayday. Houston, Charlie 48, engine fire.
Charlie 48, engine fire, copy. And at Charlie 48, fire personnel is responding.
So the flight was from Colorado Springs. It landed in Denver after the crew diverted, reporting, quote, engine vibrations to air traffic control. All 172 passengers on board, they were forced to evacuate via slides onto even onto the wing as smoke billowed out of the aircraft. You can see, we're going to show you can see right here some of the moments. I mean, look, this is right at Denver's International Airport. People going out on the wing and crews coming to help, thankfully, as you can see smoke around them, rushing in, crews right there to help put out the flames. This morning, the FAA investigating, and the aviation industry is just facing yet another unsettling close call scenario for air travelers. Joining me right now is CNN transportation analyst, former inspector general for the Department of Transportation, Mary Schiavo. Mary, thank you so much for jumping up so early for us. I mean, the video is, we have seen over and over again, you and I have been talking the last few weeks of terrifying close calls or just absolute disasters that we've been having to report on. I want to play for you the call between the flight crew and air traffic control just before their emergency landing, Mary.
10,006. It's our 1006. Just to verify, not an emergency still, correct?
No, we just have a high engine vibration, so we are cruising slower than normal.
It seems that things progressed and seemed to change really quickly, because it seemed, from what I hear there, untrained, obviously, ear, how do you go from not an emergency to what we looked at upon landing so quickly?
Well, again, you go quickly into that situation depending on what's going on with that engine. Now, this is an engine. There are over 7,000 of them out there, but it's a similar plane and a similar engine. If you recall, in 2018, it had an uncontained engine failure, and a woman was partially sucked out of a Southwest Airlines flight. So if the engine was experiencing vibration, we already know there's something wrong with an engine. This particular engine does have some what's called airworthiness directives on it to inspect the seals, the combustion liners, and some other parts of that engine, the turbine blades. And it's possible that the what was just vibration turned into an engine failure, possibly even an uncontained engine failure. And that's where parts of the engine spew out of the containment housing.
Okay, I think we've heard enough. At the end of the day, that sounds crazy. Did you hear when she said some woman was partially sucked out of one of those airplanes? It's all crazy. What the hell's going on with these planes? Somebody said Trump was blaming it on DEI. I don't know what is going on. Okay, this all sounds real crazy. Queen Sam said, was it a Tesla or a Boeing plane? Well, that's what I was about to ask. Was it a Boeing 747? Okay, I just have a lot of questions. A lot of these planes going down lately, like this is real interesting to me. Like, what is really going on here? It makes me not even want to fly. Y'all gonna have to take up a collection and buy the Queen a private jet, honey, so I can have my own flight. I'm gonna have to do you all like Creflo Dollar did his congregation, honey. I need to get my own private jet so I don't have to worry about the shenanigans. Greta said they're doing this on purpose. Honey, I have several questions. Okay, what's really going on? Okay, Maria says American aviation is in danger of collapse. Then the wall, so the people are trapped inside a country. They cannot escape from. Americans are trapped with no escape. These are times to think. This is all crazy. Queen Sam said, I may have to drive to Mississippi to see my father. Yeah, if it's like a 6 to 8 hour drive, if it's 8 hours or less, I'll just drive. Okay, that's what I'll do from now on. You can't stop the Queen from dreaming. Dan, you are such a hater. Oh my God, my own moderator. Y'all see, sometimes to be your own people. Y'all see Dan sitting here talking about you can't stop the Queen. I mean, TC Dan, listen, it's 38,000 of you guys. If y'all all sent me like at least $5,000 a piece, I could get one of those nice ones. Like Creflo has. Okay, how about a helicopter? Honey, y'all better sit down somewhere. Y'all know I don't need no private jet. Here's the thing. You know, I wonder, do people think about all that comes with owning a private jet? First of all, you got to keep it maintenance. How much does that even cost? You got to have your own personal pilot. How much does that even cost? You got to have somewhere to store it. How much does that even cost? You got to keep it clean. How much does that even cost? I'm sorry. Private jet for who? Not for the Queen, honey. Y'all know that was a joke. Okay, y'all know that was a joke. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, I'm up out of here. TC Dan said your own airport like Kenneth Copeland. Queen Sam said, I'll chip in on a rental. I'll chip in on a rental for you, Queen. Okay, thank you, beloved. That'll be just good enough. Songwriter Sunny said Amelia Earhart flights. I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. Honey, you trying to send me into the spiritual realm? Anyway, let me get out of here. I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. It is the weekend, all right, or the strong end, all right? Thank God it's Friday. So that all being said, I hope you all enjoy your strong end, not the weekend, leaving you in a weekend state of mind. I hope you have a good evening. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. All right, and so until next time, April says, thank you, Queen. See you all on the next live. You're welcome, beloved. All right, so I love you guys, and I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got